Hi everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. This is Kathy, and today I'll be creating a card using some of the stamps from the Sunny Meadow Fair line from Purple Onion Designs. The artist is Stacy Yakula, and she has some super cute stamps. So for this particular card, I built a scene using a variety of stamps from that collection. And I started out by stamping the large fair tent using My Favorite Things Extreme Black Hybrid ink onto a piece of 80-pound Nina Solar White cardstock. The next image I stamped is Pinky the Pig, and he's holding some cotton candy. The next stamp that I use is the Cotton Candy Cart. And for this first round of stamping, I'm really just eyeballing it. I don't really have any rhyme or reason to why I stamped what image first. After I had all of the images stamped, I masked them off, and for Pinky the Pig, I used a sticky note. For the large tent, I just stamped that onto a piece of scratch paper and then applied Zig 2A glue on the back side of it. Once it's completely dry, it is repositionable. Just to make sure that it is dry before you put it down on your project. To finish up my scene, I stamped the large fairgrounds background stamp, and because I wanted this to appear to be pushed further back, instead of using black ink, I used My Favorite Things Gravel Gray ink, and it is, as you can see, a ginormous stamp. So once I placed that down on my cardstock, I made sure to apply really good pressure. Since some of the images are so fine detailed, I wanted to make sure that I got a really good impression. Also, on a side note, these stamps are unmounted. They're unmounted rubber, and I didn't put cling foam on them simply because I use Aleene's Tack It Over and Over glue. And once that dries, it becomes a pretty strong repositionable glue. So I can just stick them onto the acrylic blocks and use them as I would just a regular clear stamp. Next up, I just kind of started the coloring, and as I change marker colors, the color will pop up in the top left corner for you. I will also have them listed down below in the description as well as over on my blog. And for the grass, I just did a quick coat of the G40, and then I went in with G43 and added a few details and colored in the trees and the shrubs that are in the background there. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with some music while I finish up this coloring. I'll play music intermittently throughout the video. There are a couple things that I do want to point out while coloring, but I don't know that I can talk for a whole 17 minutes. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and play some music, and I'll be back soon. After I finished coloring the grass, I started to color in the sky, and I wanted it to be a blue sky, but I wanted it to be a very pale blue. So I used B00, and I noticed at about this point that my marker really needed to be inked up, so I kind of stopped and refilled the marker and then continued on. What I don't show in the video is that I did end up doing a full second coat of color for the sky, just to blend out some of the harsher lines from when I first started before I inked my marker. To color in the little cars on the Ferris wheel, and by little I mean little, they're pretty small, still a lot of detail in them, but I wasn't going to be too concerned about trying to blend colors or get, a highlight here or there because it was just too small. I think maybe if I had used pencils instead of markers, I would have tried to get a highlight, but I prefer my markers. So I just did a quick coat with one color, and then to change the color of the stripes on each of the cars, I used a different color. To do the metal work on the little cars, I did use N3 gray marker, and then I'm just going to continue to color on, and here's some more music for you to enjoy. For the large tent, I actually kind of end up coloring it twice. I don't start over because at this point I'm entirely too invested to start from the beginning. But I thought I was done once I did the first go around with the tent. Towards the end, you'll see I actually come back in and I darken up the teal stripes. I also darken up the interior of the tent. To finish up the card, all I really did was trim it down maybe a 1/16 of an inch on all four sides and adhere it down to a top folding A2 size note card. Anyway, that finishes up my card for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, I'd love it if you would. And don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.